Hello there, Lisa Fitzgibbon here from Project 7 and welcome to our check-in service. So this is where we're going to hook up with our previous headline producers and our alumni from all around the world. We're going to find out where you are, what you're doing, what you're working on, how you're doing it, that kind of thing. Anyone who's been to one of our Project 7 events knows what an intensely challenging and rewarding week it can be, where forever friendships are made and creative connections that last are created. And this is the check-in service. So we're going to try and put everyone together so we can hook you up with your Project 7 kin. And today we're checking in with our very own Project 7 house engineer and social media manager. Indi B is Indi B Productions. She's based in her studio at the Barn, where she does all her freelance audio editing, music production, mixing and mastering work. Indi's also a live sound engineer and is deputy head of sound at the Oxford Playhouse Theatre, having also worked at the National Theatre in London. In the studio, Indi's worked with many local developing artists. She's designed sound for the Oxford Story Museum, has managed live sound and live recordings for Oxford Sofa Sounds for the past 5 years, and runs the Barn Studio Sessions, featuring live acoustic acts from her studio. Our Project 7 headline producers and alumni at our songwriting retreats will know Indi as the all-round problem solver, fixer of things that don't work, the person at the end of the writing day who comes and collects the mixes from the daily writing teams. She's pink and fluffy, she's practical and reliable. Hello there, Indi. It's Lisa Fitz here, checking in from Project 7. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Yes, very well. We're all well here back at Project 7 base. Yeah. So tell me, Indi, where are you right now? Where are you?
I am currently in my little studio, which I call the Barn Studio. We converted this place about 2-3 years ago. It used to be a horse paddock. But yeah, we just made it into a little space for me, just to do my own freelance work, my editing, mixing, sound designing. Yeah.
Brilliant. And what are you working on at the moment, Indi?
So I'm doing an ongoing project, quite a big project with one of the museums in Oxford, the Story Museum. So I'm sound designing a few of their new exhibitions for their grand reopening, their big refurbishment.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
So tell me, people who've been to the Project 7 events, they know who you are. You're the woman in control of everything, running around like a mad thing, trying to fix things and make things work. But
trying to.
Out of interest, Indi, what brought you into music production? Like, what was the thing that kind of got you?
Well, I've always been musical. Part of a very musical family. My mum's very musical. All my siblings are very musical. We all grew up playing instruments, and I started the cello when I was 6, and then picked up lots of other instruments, and then even throughout school I carried on lessons, and then when I got to about 16, when I started A-levels, I got more into the production of songs and how they were made, and more the music industry and like the behind the scenes of the industry. So I studied music technology and music, but I just found the production and the mixing and the recording a little bit more interesting than analysing scores all the time.
So I heard a rumour jumping in there that you hounded one of our headline producers, Ian Wallman, who was then a lecturer at the SAE in Oxford, that you actually hounded him to get on the course. Is that true?
Wow.
That you actually stalked him until he took you on as one of his students.
Stalked? I may have met him when I was 16 and went to an open day about 3 years early. But he has been a great help. Yeah, as you said, he was one of my lecturers.
You just knew what you wanted to do, basically, and you told him, this is what I'm going to do. And he was like, oh, hang on a sec, you're a bit young, just give it some time. And you were like, no, this is what I'm going to do.
No, I want to go there. That was it. Yeah, because I didn't apply to anywhere else apart from there. And obviously it being a 2-year degree course, it meant I could work. So I was freelancing from when I was 18. Obviously splitting my time between studio stuff and theatre. Just very fortunate with the people that I met. who kind of took me under their wing and mentored me in different places, really.
Brilliant. And so tell me a little bit about the little Indi, the little baby incy wincy Indi. Like, what's your first musical memory? Like, do you have a memory of when you were 1 or 2, or what music was really influential for you, for our little Indi?
Oh dear, lots of Disney. Loads of Disney. I remember watching Joseph non-stop on video. Yeah, well, when I think back to it, all I remember is just singing in the car with my mum. A lot of Tarzan, a lot of Shania Twain, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. Yeah, and then obviously all my brothers and sisters playing instruments. We had like one of every instrument in our house. And they used to, my older brothers and sisters used to play Titanic with my mum on the piano. We had saxophone, flute and clarinet with piano. That was great.
I had no idea. So you were like a Von Trapp family.
Kind of. We all played a different instrument. My mum made sure we all played something different.
So as a freelancer, I mean, this is something that fascinates me because it's a challenge that I face every day.
Yeah.
What motivates you? Like, how do you get out of bed in the morning and say, right, I need to create my own work, I need to push forward through this, I need to get on with this? How do you motivate yourself, Indi?
Well, I think because it's always been something that I've enjoyed, and it's always been a hobby, and it's never felt like, oh, I have to go to work, like I have to do a 9 to 5, that sort of thing, because I'm not that sort of person at all. I think that's what it is my job is my hobby, and it's just a bonus that I get paid for it, because I love what I do, and I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. Because you have to enjoy it. Life's too short to do something that you don't enjoy.
You're very brave, though. You're very brave. You take on challenges.
Try to be, but you have to be, and you just have to say yes. And you're not going to know unless you accept things, and unless you meet people. Because all the jobs that I've ever gotten have been through people that I've met and people that have mentored me, and a lot of working for free at the start, and even now, I do stuff because you enjoy it, and it'll lead somewhere.
Well, you're deputy head of the sound at the Oxford Playhouse Theatre.
Yeah,
that's
so I officially started that last Wednesday. Haven't actually been to the theatre in a few weeks, but so that's my official title at the minute.
And live sound is very different to studio production sound. A lot of producers either do one or the other. Do you enjoy one over the other, or is it something that you're happy to continue doing sort of in tandem?
Yeah, I think I've always loved both, and I've always been massively theatrical. Hence, that's when I started when I was 16, just doing like the microphones behind the scenes and things. And I don't think, because I enjoy both, I don't think I need to choose now what I want to do, because I seem to be making both work at the minute.
So, I mean, God forbid, and it won't happen because you're in the middle of the country, and if you were hit by a wave in your studio, then we'd all be in trouble. But if a massive tidal wave came to your studio, what is the one thing that you would grab and save and run with?
Just one thing?
Just one thing. What's your desert islands studio accessory that you would grab and save from above everything else?
I mean, I'm looking at it right now, but you can't see it, because it's been with me since I was 6. It's going to have to be my cello, because that was my thing. I was the cellist, and I remember my first ever concert that I did when I was 6 years old, and had my whole family crying at the back, playing the Swan. One of my favourite pieces ever. In front of quite a large audience, but I had to play it an octave lower because my hands weren't quite big enough to reach the higher notes. And my cello was taller than me. That was quite cute.
Okay, if you were to invite 6 people to dinner, living dead, who would they be?
6 people. See, I don't know whether I would go with musicians or people that generally inspire me or people that I've looked up to, but I think the first 2, definitely Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston, 100%.
Great idea.
Just because I grew up with their music. Even now, I listen to it loads. Production of their songs, incredible, and I think they could make some great music that night. And who else would I have? Darren Brown.
Who's that?
Because why not? Magician.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, illusionist, magician. He would make it interesting.
Okay.
Who else would I have? Another singer, Jessie J, just because I want to be friends with her.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think she'd get on well with Whitney and Michael as well. I think
so. Yeah, she can sing some Whitney songs as well. Mm-hmm. How many is that? How many have I done? 4. Simon Cowell.
Okay.
And
one more left. Who else?
One more. We need someone to spice things up a little bit, I think. I'm going to go Prince Harry.
Okay.
Why not? Just someone different. We can find out. Yeah. I think he'll be great.
Yeah,
great
sure.
Conversation. Yeah.
I think it'd be great fun.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like a nice guy, doesn't he? Kind of down to earth. And I'm sure he'd be down with the music and down with the,
Absolutely.
What is your most memorable Project 7 moment?
Apart from obviously being in the studios with all the amazing headline producers and helping them every day, at the end of the week, we always have an open house party where we invite industry professionals and friends and family. And I think a particular memorable moment was we were having a few drinks, dancing in the SingStar studio, which was our Prism Sound studio. And we when I say we is myself, Gethin, and a Gethin Pearson, and a couple of the other artists were all dancing to Sugar Babes, which I'm never going to forget. Never thought I would say I would dance to Sugar Babes with Gethin Pearson.
There you go. That is memorable indeed. Okay, I'm going to throw a few things at you, all right? I'm going to ask you a couple of words and you have to choose which one you prefer. Cat or dog?
Dog.
Marmite or Vegemite?
Marmite.
Soccer or rugby?
Rugby.
Stones or Beatles?
Beatles.
Beyonce or Rihanna?
Beyonce.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Oasis or Blur?
Oh. Oasis.
Oh, okay, Lion King or Joseph Technicolor Dreamcoat?
That's hard. That's really hard. I can't answer that.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Oh, Indi, you're a star. Thank you so much for checking in with us from Project 7, and we'll see you soon. Love you loads. Bye. For more info and to apply to one of our Project 7 songwriting retreats, visit us at project7.com.